rear portion of the bumper has just
it is.
dislocated itself.
It's going to be very tight now for the number 2 car to get to the end of this race with just one more pit stop. Having said that, I think it's going to be the same situation for the second place car. I think the third place car is probably going to have to make 2 pit stops before the end of the race. And the 2 Toyotas, it's going to be very marginal whether they can get to the end of this race on just one more stop. So that's why Ulrich told Oliver Jarvis and the number 3 guys, you've got to go flat out, because they've probably got to spend a little bit more time on pit lane, possibly, than the Toyotas.
Still lapping a second quicker than the Aston Martin is the Porsche of Richard Leeds. He's doing a great job. He's underneath the minute mark, gapped to the P2 class, but lapping at 3:56 is, my goodness.
That was incredible.
Wow. You know what?
Is that the
Don't count your chickens.
G-Drive car?
Yeah, that's the car that's battling for 3rd place in P2. That's John Martin aboard that car.
I think he was unsighted because there was a car between them.
That's exactly right.
In fairness to him.
Here we go.
That was very close.
He saw the car on his inside, and he wouldn't have seen Ann Davidson in the Toyota coming up around the outside as well. So, yeah, that was a very scary move. Because you could see there the... Wow.
It's scary.
Yeah.
Even in
the
replay,
onboard does that
when you
justice,
know,
doesn't it?
when you know what's happening. Oh, goodness me.
Heads up, though. I mean, you know, John pretty much did nothing wrong. He's just taking the racing line out of that corner.
Absolutely.
He's having... and Davidson, you know, he's looking for the opportunity to get past. He doesn't want to lose any time at all. But, you know, Ant in the past might have just gone for that in any case. And, you know, that could have caused a wreck. So heads up to him, particularly this far into the race, to have that presence of mind to realise that, wait a minute, you know, maybe he's going to come across here, because that's the kind of the logical thing to do. And he planned for that. Well, not really planned for it, but he was prepared for that.
Yeah, well,
he was able to get out of it.
Oh, God.
Unfortunately, he gets more traffic here.
It's a Ferrari, and it's at Mulsanne. My God, memories.
Oh, and he's gone. He was too busy looking in his mirrors.
Well, no, I think he was too busy trying to carry as much speed into there as he possibly could to get out of the way. Oh no, he's buried it in the gravel.
He has. Well, there you are. He was no contact, but well, the
Tony Vielander.
Pretty much the same. Away he goes. Let's have a look at that, shall we? This was the moment. A big wake-up call. A momentary lax of concentration, perhaps.
Not even close, was it?
No, not at all.
That was almost like there was something on the track, like oil or something.
I think he just didn't want to hold up Ann Davidson. I really do. And he just sort of got distracted for certain.
Exactly.
And left his braking too late. But that's a very strange mistake for somebody the experience that Tony Vielander has in this sort of a car. Big buddies with Kimi Räikkönen is Tony Vielander, fellow Finns, of course.
He'll be livid about that.
Yeah, he won't be very happy, because I mean, that number 71 car, they were unlucky at the very beginning of the race to be caught out, like so many other GTE cars,
with
by
the safety car scenario. Yeah.
But they've made various mistakes as well during the race. There was a pit stop penalty, at least one, if not even 2, and another near miss in the pits. I think they were involved in another incident actually this morning. In the pit lane. So yeah, it's been a dramatic race for that number 71 Ferrari, and they're still running in 4th place in the class, but I'm sure they're thinking woulda, coulda, shoulda. They're 3 laps behind though now.
Meanwhile, I need 6 more followers to get to my target of 1,000 followers this weekend. At Damien Faulkner, please.
Yes.
Tweet.
Or not. Yes, Christensen is our leader, our glorious leader, and it will be glorious for Audi as well. They have not had things all their own way. I think that's the crucial point about the challenge from Toyota. We're going to take ourselves a commercial break. Don't forget, you can indeed find us on Twitter at Jeremy Shaw Racer or Carlton Kirby, or indeed Liz Halliday. Somebody else as well has got a Twitter account. I'm not quite sure who it is.
Somebody hasn't.
Damien Faulkner. Faulkner with an E in the Damien. There you go. I've done it for you. That should crack it.
Thank you,
There's various other Damien Faulkner show up here as well. There's half a dozen of them.
It's the one with the funky logo then.
Oh, my goodness.
Didn't think that anybody else existed in the world called Damien Faulkner. Thought one was bad enough.
There's a whole raft of you. Raft of the Medusa. Yes, it was a torturous journey. And so it has proved. Look up the picture. You'll see what I mean. We'll take that commercial break, and we will back with a little less levity and a little more focus. And I tell you something, this is going to be dramatic.
5 minutes time. We've got rain affecting the whole circuit again. Level 0.5 may become 2. That's in 5 minutes time. Ollie, less than 1.5 hours remain. Less than 1.5 hours remain of the race.
Welcome back to Le Mans. 1 hour and 21 minutes to go in this 24-hour race of 81st running of the Le Mans 24 Hours, the 90th anniversary of the first ever race here. Jeremy Shaw alongside Carlton Kirby and Damien Faulkner. Haven't missed a thing. Our Audi's Tom Christensen in car number 2 still leads by a lap over Ant Davidson in car number 8, who is just coming in, I think, for a scheduled pit stop.
Look at this for
urgency. The battle for GTE rages onward, guys.
Unbelievable. Looking at Leeds, it's, 1.6 seconds between the pair of them, and an absolutely monster lap. Well, the tyres have come to him. 3:55 posted by Muka. There he is in the art car with the twin lights dinky in the middle of the radiator. There he is. That's the car we're watching. And in fact, I think that, well, if you're into poetry, surely a poetic ending has to be that car taking victory. It's got the none too small matter of having to get past Leeds, though.
Yeah, he's just on his fastest lap of the race at 3:55.791. I don't know where that came from, but he was, I think, 6 seconds behind a couple of laps ago before the break. So that's come down big time. And you can actually see it. Is it Richard Leeds?
Yeah.
Has he got a vibration?
Yeah, it looked like it, didn't it?
Has he maybe locked a tyre?
I don't know. Let's see as he speeds up here what happens.
It was he that spun, wasn't it, earlier on, what, 40 minutes or so ago?
Yeah, but they've taken new tyres since. No, they haven't, have they?
No.
His tyres were okay back then.
Yeah.
It looks like from the onboard shot there under braking anyway, but maybe it was just the undulations on the road.
There is the art car just being passed by one of the P2s. That's the vehicle we're concerned about. And at the moment, it's in the hands of Muka, and it's looking terrific. Well, we wanted a grandstand finish to at least one of the classes, and I just feel that this 90th edition of the Le Mans 24 Hours could well just prove to be an amazing finish to what has been an extraordinarily troubled 90th anniversary.
Yeah, it has. You know, I was in the pit, in the Porsche pit earlier on when Fred Makowiecki crashed the leading number 99 Aston Martin, and that was the moment that enabled Porsche to move into the lead of the race in GT. But it was quite emotional because I was watching the Porsche guys, and not a flicker of recognition that they just taken the lead in the biggest race in the world. That was pretty classy, I thought, from those guys.
Unbelievable, yes. Now, let's have a look what's going on. Wets, intermediates, let's have a look. Do you know the white band?
It looks like slicks.
Same old. Let's have a look. Oh, do you know what?
Yeah,
It's so quick.
a few spots of rain here as well, and the clouds are looking pretty heavy.
Oh, and here it comes.
Slightly to our right, yeah.
Here it comes. It's starting to rain heavy now on pit road.
I think it's that end of the racetrack, the Dunlop S's, the Forest S's, Tete Rouge and the Mulsanne, that the rain is going to hit if it comes. But we've seen this constantly, regularly throughout this 24 hours, guys, haven't we?
Time and time again, and here is your battle for position. This is the fight for the lead, and they scream past the pit entry, and they're looking very skittery as they cut that little final turn. The pair of them within sight of each other. It is Mucker in the Aston Martin there, almost a trickler, night and day art car. There it is, and he's having a look at Richard Leeds ahead of him, and there is the hare with the hound on his tail.
And of course, yeah, this is going to be much more difficult for Richard Leeds because he's got to feel the grip first, or the lack of grip first. Then Stefan Mucker will have a fantastic reference from him in front. So yeah, so this is going to be a good test of Richard Leeds here.
It is. So the number 2 car and the number 8 car pitted at pretty much the same time there. I think we saw that.
Oh! What are the tires?
I bet that's the number. Wow, that's buried.
Oh my goodness, and he's lucky, that is buried, absolutely, and it's the 7 car. Audi's 1 and 3 at the moment. Lapierre exits, he's okay, the car very second hand. Let's get back to that GT battle out front, because believe me, Mucker is all over the back of his man. Let's have a look at it, Jerry. This is where it happened. Whoa!
Yeah, you can see it's slippery there. It's raining. It's It's really treacherous.
Goodness gracious me.
Is that the Forest S's?
I think that's coming into the Porsche
Yeah,
curves.
I think it is.
That's where it is.
Yeah.
Well, I'd love to get back to this GT battle. We will get it as soon as we can. Slippery surface.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Damien. It's the entrance to the Porsche car. Look at Lapierre. Just devastated there. That car is buried. That's not going to go anywhere after that. That car is out of the race, and that'll be our 12th retirement, I suppose. Maybe the.
Nico is off at turn 5. Nico is off at turn 5.
He is indeed.
Countdown, Seb.
Turn 5.
Sebastian Buemi going crazy. Now we're just waiting for this battle to come within sight of our commentary position, because it seems we've been abandoned by our director of pictures here. Unfortunately, we take what we are supplied with, and the rain is well and truly here. Look at this. You know what, that last stop, maybe they should have gone for wets, or at least intermediates. An hour and 15 to go, I suppose, if they think they can ride this one out. But it's heavy, and it's causing all kinds of issues here. Some very good drivers getting it very wrong, and here's your battle for GT. That is Mucker hurrying in the Aston Martin behind the Porsche of Leeds at the moment, and they look like they're in a dry part of the track. It's not going to be like that for long.
Oh, it's just tremendous, this battle. It's been raging all the way through the race. Look at close as they go through Indianapolis, down into Arnage. Mucker going to look to the inside. No, that is covered by Richard Leeds. Fabulous.
Right, this is going to be a drag race. Who's got the best grip right now? Well, the Aston is the one, but the rain's coming down, and this is where, look at the spray getting kicked up. Unbelievable.
So they're coming up now to the point where
There's yellow
flags are out.
So they can here.
Yes, no overtaking, and take it easy, boys.
Take it very easy. Do respect those yellow flags, for goodness sake.
Yeah, nothing to be gained by trying to be brave here at all.
There we are, and they do respect them. They'll trundle through like on a Sunday afternoon. There they go.
I'll tell you what, they're on. What are they thinking now, Damien?
They're thinking of whether they should go into the pits and take on wets, I'd say.
Number 2 car is in.
They're getting very close.
The race leader is into the pit lane.
Well, here's your call. It's going to be the Porsche first. Maybe this will suit Mucker just to sit on the back of Leeds and see what his decision is going to be. Round they come into view of our next camera. Leeds it is that leads. This is the battle for the lead right now. Porsche versus Aston. It's a Mucko versus
coming onto pit lane.
Now, who's coming in? Who's coming in? Is the Porsche going to make it? Oh, my goodness, where's the picture?
No, the Porsche stayed out.
And the Aston is in.
The Aston is in.
Wow, there's a gamble for you. Absolutely, it was a bit of shenanigans going on, and the Aston has come in. The Porsche of Leeds is out there. Well, he believes that he's going to carry on raining, and I'm looking over into the middle distance, and I've got to tell you, it is raining just about everywhere here. It may well be a good call. They're all going for wets. The race is on right now.
Yeah, I think there's that Audi. What Audi's in? Both? No, it's Christensen is in. He's
number
going on to
8 car is in. Yeah, Sebastian Buemi in also.
I think this is a good call by Aston Martin. I really do.
Well, it had better be, I'll tell you that much. It is grizzly out there and extremely wet looking. Mark Cole has just walked in. We'll ring him out and he'll be with you in a moment.
There was a stream of about 15 cars ahead of those 2 GT cars. All of them came onto pit lane for wet weather tyres.
Well, it was a big roll of the dice by Leeds, wasn't it? He's gone out. He's got another lap on slicks. Now, they've got to hope that there isn't a safety car deployment at the wrong time for some of these guys. Oh, it's grisly. Those who went up on the funfair and paid their tickets wish they hadn't. It's a huge tempest that's blowing through.
Man.
Look at that.
That's treacherous. Aston Martin.
What have we got?
We've got 2 cars off there.
As we look deep in here.
2 or 3. No, it's a bodywork.
2, and it's bad. And you know what we were saying about safety cars?
Yeah, look, you can't even control the cars on the straights at all.
Goodness
if you're on
me.
slicks,
you've had it.
You're literally sunk.
Do you know what? Aston Martin made a great call here.
Safety car.
Yeah, safety car deployed. 2 cars in the barriers. What's the implication of this safety cars call, Jeremy Shaw?
Well, the implication is is the Aston Martin going to be held up court by the second safety car, not the first one? That's the implication of this safety car coming out right now.
Well, I don't know whether that was in the thoughts of Porsche. But it was likely we were going to have an accident at this point. And look how benign this looks until the strike. This is a drive-by here. Did anyone get tagged? No. Goodness me.
Yeah, the 11th caution of the day. Look at the damage there to the number 46 car. What a shame for them. They've had a strong run all day long. They were running in 6th place before that incident, and a little bit bad at the wheel of that car, but there were several other guys off the road as well.
Do you know, I just don't know. One of the great things about this, I suppose, in a certain way, is that we still don't know.
What else is this race going to throw at us, though?
It's absolutely remarkable.
Oliver Jarvis came in. There's a long stop by the number 3 car. The question is, where are the number 2 and the number 8? Were they held at the end of the pit lane? So we'll have to wait and see until we see a picture of that, whether they're able to get out before the pit exit was closed.
Well, I understand this is replay pictures, and the Aston did get clear. I have no view of the pit lane, I'm afraid to tell you, the exit from it. But I believe this is recorded pictures from a little while ago, and we'll wait for some of the onboards. This is Troulier's car, I think. Oh, look at that for a view. How's about that?
Wow.
And
complete 360.
And continue.
Passing the number 1 Audi with a 360.
You know
That's
what?
impressive.
That Mammoth car has been shedding bodywork for some time, and whether that is repaired, and these are recorded pictures. Forgive me. There you go. We're on replay. Brollies are out. And there is a very, very sad-looking Lapierre number 7 car. I'm surprised he managed to get it back.
Well, yeah, I'd have thought he'd have gone farther away from the car. He was walking away from the car, wasn't he?
3 meters, isn't it?
30 meters, I think it is.
Maybe he left his radio attached. Stretches, doesn't it?
Goodness me. Well, there you are. There is a zonal limit to how far you can go from the car.
So here's one safety car there. Safety car B.
Damien Faulkner is keeping safety car watch for us, and this is how they stack up right now.
Mark Cole reckons it's 5 meters that is all you can go away from the car. If you go more than 5 meters away from the car, you can't get back in it.
Exactly.
He was more than 5 meters away from that car.
How did he measure that?
Well, yeah, really.
You know, if he goes 6 or 5.5.
To be honest, I thought it was 3, but anyway, there you go. It's 5.
I thought it was about 3. Yeah.
No, I think it might be as grey as the sky above.
It's to allow you to work on it and put a tyre behind you and all that kind of thing. But he clearly didn't do that.
He's got too much camber on the left front.
In any case, because he's a lot. Yeah, really. Yeah, there's a fair bit of damage there. That's not a 2-minute repair job.
No, he's not just coming in for wets.
And there's still more than an hour to go. There's the number 1 car in.
Well, you know what? This race throws just about everything at you. It is an emotional roller coaster. You never know how this will pan out. Right now, Leitz is on slicks and he's on track. I've got to tell you that Stefan Mucker and the Aston is still listed as in the pits.
Yeah, because they would have been held there at pit
Exit.
out. Yeah, until the safety car has gone past.
But the safety car B just went past there 60 seconds ago.
Well, in that case, he'd have been let out now, presumably.
Well, maybe. Let's hope for that.
That's a crazy long time, because...
That is a crazy long time. Well, and this is crazy long raining weather. That was lovely English, wasn't it?
That's the heaviest rain actually we've seen in a whole race, I think, isn't it?
Yeah. That was proper rain.
There was some rain about 4 o'clock in the morning, perhaps, which is a little bit of the race I missed.
Well, we're banging on about how fantastic they are.
Look at this traffic jam at the end of the pit lane.
It is.
Right.
That's truly held up there. And incidentally, the number 1 car is not listed as being held in the pits, whereas Mucker is. So I still don't know until we get a long shot. Unfortunately, there is that refueling probe that goes deep into the Corvette.
My God, it does.
It does.
Yeah. For safety reasons, just get it.
It used to be horizontal down the sort of ground level, didn't it? A strange one.
They're trying to get the fuel as low as they can and away from any sort of any danger, basically. If the rear end of the car gets crushed, then they don't want the fuel tank to be compromised.
So here is safety car C with the WeatherTech number 70.
I think that's the only car behind that.
Yeah. And here comes some more.
A couple.
And this is which Porsche is this?
That's the 91.
Here's the 92, so he's staying out.
Oh my God!
He stayed out.
Yeah.
On slicks.
No, that's the 91.
That's the 92.
That's 92
and the 91.
with the they're both together there. Yeah.
Were they? Wow.
Yeah, the 92's ahead.
You're absolutely right. Unbelievable. Well, maybe they're hoping it's going to clear. There is a little bit of blue sky around the place, and just look what we're looking at now. The rain has abated.
Well, quite.
We did say there was a pregnant-looking cloud, and if it popped on a certain part of the circuit, if I'm not mistaken, and that's exactly what happened.
There's certainly no point in bringing the Porsche in now. Under the safety car, you might as well say, I mean, if there's damage to the barriers, if there's whatever, if it goes full course all the way to the end of the race, you don't want to give up that track position now. You want to wait as long as you possibly can before you bring that car in. Generally speaking, when the pace car comes out, if you've got to do a full service, change drivers, tires, full tank of fuel and everything, then it might be worth coming in to make a stop under the safety car, because the whole stop will take about 1.5 minutes. You will lose about 1.5 minutes when they get back to green flag conditions by going from one safety car to the second safety car. There are 3 safety cars employed around the 8.5-mile track here at the Circuit de la Sarthe at Le Mans. And so when you come in to make a pit stop, you cannot go out of the pits and just join the tail of the cars that you were with before. You have to wait until the next safety car comes around. So it's a 1.5 minute pit stop, and that's when they go back to green. That is about the time differential between the 2 pace cars, safety cars, when they go back to green flag racing. It's very complicated, this. But if you just need fuel or just need a splash or a very quick stop, then you need to wait until the end, because by making that stop, it'll only cost you about 1 minute. So if you wait until they go back to green, then you make the pit stop when they go back to green, rather than make that pit stop under yellow. That way you will only lose 1 minute. If you'd made it under yellow, you'd effectively lost 1.5 minutes. Do you catch me on that one?
I do. And Jeremy will be sending a tweet with all that information in just a few moments.
There'll be a bunch of tweets, I must admit.
How many characters?
So forget that one. So I hope you're listening.
No, well, there's no point in the Porsche coming in, because to make a hasty decision in these changing conditions, they might as well wait.
My goodness, we've just had an enormous downpour here. Everything seems to be happening, accidents everywhere. Richard Leeds is okay at the moment, I understand, but things have all changed with the Aston Martin.
Well, yes, was a big surprise. I mean, with the rain suddenly, Richard did not pit. And we were all thinking, what's going on, you know? But on the same time happened the big accident. I guess the pit were closed or for sure not open. A lot of cars were pitting, like also the Aston Martin. And at the end of the day, we still on slick tires on the rain, following a safety car. But the Aston lost, I think, 1 lap on waiting at the red light. So it's a little bit, yeah, crazy, you know? We went from, we were sure for not so good decision to gain nearly a lap. So wait and see. So it's a big surprise for everybody.
Right, so it's right now just hanging out and seeing what happens. Surely he'll come in for wet tires in this weather.
Yes, I think so. Possible also now we are a little bit more safe in terms of competition. So possible it's our luck. I don't know. Wait and see.
Well, we look forward to that. Thank you very much.
And that was Romain Dumas there talking to Liz Halliday. Yeah, he's talking about, yes, the Porsche will probably come in, but as we were explaining before, that they will not make that pit stop yet. And the weird thing is why the Aston lost a complete lap. It should have only lost one safety car length, which under yellow flag conditions is about 3.5 minutes, but when they get back to green flag racing is only going to be about 1.5 minutes. So, but why it lost a complete lap?
I don't understand that
understand.
Because
I think they someone's made a mistake here, and it isn't really Aston Martin.
Because it's been 5 minutes since we've seen the Porsche.
If I had to say, I think the light man at the end of the pit lane has got it wrong.
What does it say? Nico went off, mate. Nico went off. Is he off the race? Is he off the race? He managed to bring the car back to the garage, but they're repairing it at the moment.
Welcome back to Eurosport. Another change of shift. Mark Cole here with Martin Haven and Jeremy Shaw. Liz Halliday joining us as well as we go into the final hour. And look at this. We've had this huge downpour which has changed the shape of the race for several people.
Is 1 lap down from the leader. We're on the same lap as P2. And the gap is showing 4 minutes 17 seconds, but that's obviously for this safety car lap.
Same lap as P2. So face of the race changed by that storm to a certain extent, but now sun's out again, Jeremy. How bizarre is this?
Yeah, and the number 92 car just came into the pit lane, so they have been given this one lap advantage somehow. Martin Haven perhaps can explain that to us momentarily.
Right.
And
Yeah.
we'll do that in a moment. But that being the case, it makes sense now for the Porsche to bring that car in. They're just going to go back one safety car, so they're still going to have a huge advantage over the Aston Martin. But how did the Aston Martin lose a complete lap?
Except one safety car might be the difference between them being on the same lap and not at that particular point.
Yeah,
So
it's still going to be 3/4 of a lap.
So the Aston Martin came in and they took its slicks off and they put wets on, but then they spent a minute or two examining the front end, looking around the front end, suspension, wishbone, something there. Then off came the wets, and he thought, right, back in the garage. No, on went slicks. It went out on slicks. Now, that Porsche, the 92, I think just put wets on and didn't see properly. The 91 definitely has wets on. So before, Porsche had a split strategy, one on slicks, one on wets. Aston had to decide which to cover. And this is a big escape we're seeing on the screen now for our leader as a car spins right across his bows. There's a full 360, select second gear and motors on. So many moments. I mean, the leader of the LMP2 class spinning on the same patch of water as another car and only coming to a halt by the barriers. The number 7 Toyota looked out of the race, and then suddenly Nico Lapierre is back in it and driving it back to the pits without its nose on.
Yeah, but he walked away from the car when he was out there, got out of the car.
Do you know what? Having gone off on a aquaplaning moment, I'd have walked away from the car as well. And I'm not entirely sure that anybody is going to genuinely be able to disqualify him for that. He climbed on top of the pit wall. I don't think the 10-metre rule includes vertical height.
Is it 10 or 5? 10 or 5? Can you just confirm for viewers?
Well, I don't know. You know, if you're in a gravel trap and you've aquaplaned off in a thunderstorm or a downpour, I'm walking over the tyre wall.
Out of it.
Exactly right.
Yeah, I think 5 metres normally, but force majeure, of course. Now, and there's the Dempsey car.
That's Pro Speed Porsche. The Dempsey car is still running.
Yeah, we just saw Dempsey pits. Yeah. A quick mention before we get back to business. Roxy is listening. She's my 4-year-old granddaughter. So Roxy, hi from Grandpops at Le Mans, and enjoy the rest of the race. And I can't believe she texted me. How's that?
Excellent. Inside the final hour at Le Mans, and even less in the know of what might happen. Let's have a listen.
Okay, Tom, just to give you an update, there's 1 hour remaining. 1 hour remaining. Car 8 is in the same safety car as us, but they are 1 lap down behind you. 1 lap down. Same safety car.
Well, there's all sorts of possibilities for emotional stories. Slightly bedraggled Liz Halliday has just come back in from the pit lane. Not a pleasant flicking water around. Not a pleasant place to be. Remember, just as the storm really hit, the team got on the radio to Sebastian Buemi. Seb, take it easy, i.e. keep the car on the track. You can't win it if you're in the tyre wall, as Nico Lapierre proved. Joe Foster and Patrick Dempsey watch on. Their 77 car is still in contention in the AM class. 4th place. Trying to figure out where the pro class cars are. Which safety car queues the 2 Porsches and the Aston Martin are in. We might need the director's help for this.
I tell you what, I mean, virtually everybody is behind the safety car C, which is just coming into Mulsanne corner now. There's hardly any cars behind the other 2, in which case, pull them out of the way and let's get them all together.
Well, you know, that's not a bad way of dealing with it either, is it? Unfortunately, 92 has just broken free from safety car A, down the Mulsanne straight, rushing towards the chicane, and that is Richard Leitz out of the pits. Now, how is it that he's gone by on our little indicator of who's where, gone by safety car A, or is the computer just playing games with us as it occasionally does? I think it may be playing games with us. I can't imagine somebody...
I think it's probably predicting me what...
Yeah, Richard Lee's experience is not going to pass a safety car under any conditions.
It is a bit slow, the timing screen, and getting itself right. Yeah. It keeps showing us as a lap difference, and then suddenly you find, no, it's not. It's only 9 seconds.
Well, that's only when they come past the timing lines.
On the sectors, yeah.
So, the deal is... The Aston can't make it on fuel.
For what?
The Aston can't make it on fuel unless this safety car goes on for maybe another 10 or 15 minutes. The lead Porsche definitely can't make it on fuel unless this goes on for another 10 or 15 minutes. And the second place Porsche might be a bit of a question mark as well. So we might yet have another pit call to throw into this for fuel and or tyres. It's not going to get any simpler.
Mesdames et messieurs, en tout cas, c'est un régal d'être avec vous. Est-ce que, allez, on va faire son rendez du monde. On applaudit un petit peu tout ce monde, également les mécaniciens, voilà, par poésie. Montrez que vous êtes là, mesdames et messieurs. On n'a pas eu une course facile jusqu'à présent. Applaudissez pour dire que vous êtes bien contents quand même d'être là, bien sûr, pour cette émission 96e anniversaire. Round of applause for yourself, ladies and gentlemen, you're great. Nous sommes dans la dernière heure de course. Et donc, après avoir ainsi déployé les différentes catégories de retour sur les deux précédents trophées, rappelons que nous avons 47 héros qui ont encore affiché, donc nous étions avec un effectif de 56 jours au départ.
Welcome back to the final hour of a tortuous 24 Hours of Le Mans 2013. And again, the weather has, Mark Cole, put just an enormous pressure on the teams and thrown a huge spanner in everybody's works.
Yeah, they've been working on strategy all afternoon, getting everything ready for this final hour, and then bang. The weather gods decide they're going to take over from the strategists, and this is what happens. Look at the mess. If you're just joining us, we've had a number of offs, most notably the number 7 Toyota, which has made its way back to the pits.
It has. It's been in 17, 18 minutes
but
now.
It's still there, and this is going to move Benoit Trullier and Johnny Kane in the Straka HPD.
Not for a while.
No,
they're 5 laps behind. It will, if the Toyota doesn't lead, but they are working on it very hard indeed.
Yeah, and 5 laps at sort of 7 minutes a lap, which is what they're doing under the behind the safety car. Yeah. That's 35 minutes.
Gets us halfway to the checker.
Yeah.
Plus,
more,
2/3 of the way to the checker. We've got 50 minutes remaining. Wow. I mean, you know, right from the beginning of this race, where we had what we expected was Audis running away from the Toyotas, rabbit versus hare. Toyota were all over the back of the Audi. We're fighting them to lead. We're taking the lead of the race against everything we expected. And right from the beginning, it seems, to the very end of this race, we are going to have more twists and turns. Past us now goes the 92 Porsche, our GTE Pro leader. Richard Leeds has changed onto wet tyres, so now all the front runners, pretty much the entire field, are on wet weather tyres. except the Aston Martin, which is on slicks and in a different safety car kit.
Yeah, I think it's 2 safety cars behind, unfortunately. So, yeah, so 3 quarters. No, I think it's probably going through coming out to the Forest S's now, because it's shown as, what's the time differential? 4 minutes odd, wasn't it?
Well, he's completed sector 1, which means he is on the Mulsanne, so he's behind, so they're half a lap apart, not half a second apart.
There we are. That's the one coming down into the second chicane.
That's the safety car BQ, and there are A, B and C safety cars. Safety car B will pull off at Arnage, so that's where the Aston will be released, and our leader is in safety car A, which will pull off at the exit of the pit lane. So, yeah, that's going to be or the Ford chicane, the beginning of the pit lane. That's a long distance.
Yeah.
That's a couple miles.
Another train coming past us now.
You're looking at the number 12 Rebellion Coupe as Mark and Jeremy squint out the window to try and figure out where the third place GTE Pro car is as well, because that Porsche might come into play.
They're together. I think the second and third place cars are together, aren't they, in GTE Pro?
Could be.
And that was one safety car behind the leader in GTE Pro. They weren't there. So, yeah, they are indeed, 2/3 of a lap down.
Seeing a race leader there coming down into and out of shot. This is the 91 car. Let's listen.
The track is getting dry pretty quickly. We're waiting for the next shower in 10 minutes. Copy, but I just have to take care about the tire on the dry path just to be sure we can finish the stint. Copy.
We're waiting for the rain shower in 10 minutes.
Of course, Manti Porsche.
You want to be a strategist now.
Manti Porsche bringing Porsche as a factory back to Le Mans for the first time in 14 years. Did all their testing on these cars at the Nordschleife. And does it ever rain at the Nordschleife?
No, never. No. or anything. Never mind being a strategist, they've only got to worry about 2 cars. We've got to figure out who's wearing 4 classes. We've got 40 cars still running. We've got to try and jiggery-pokery around and second guess. Think about them.
Yeah, about an hour and a half ago, I was in the pit lane and I chatted to Olaf Mante, and I said, would you? I chatted to him, and he said, would you mind coming on air with me? I was on Radio Le Mans at that stage, and he said, yeah, I'd love to, but no, if you don't mind, I'm too nervous. So I thought, hey, look, you've done a really, really good job, you guys. So I'll give you that one now, and I'll just pass on your thoughts. But yeah, he was biting his nails down there. That was then, and this is a lot more. There's a lot more at stake now, or it's even more precariously balanced.
Well, they are now 1-2 in that GTE Pro class, and in the AM class, Jean-Carl Vernet still in front of 2 Ferraris, and then the Dempsey Racing Porsche, which is in 4th position. So, actually, Porsche looking really as though the cards may have fallen. But it's still 45 minutes, 46 minutes yet. We still can't say that.
There's these spots of rain because you saw the last few pictures. It seemed to be dry. Very little spray coming up from the cars here. It's relatively dry down here where we are at the Ford chicane, and as you say, still 46 minutes to go. We're not yet got the signal that we're going to go back to green, but hey, look at that, there you go.
Done, this is the Porsche curve. Yeah, the one place you want it to be dry. Yeah, exactly. And the last to dry, because it's much newer tarmac. It's not public road. It's not big grains like a normal road is. Still working on the number 7 Toyota, which was 5, will now be 4 laps ahead of the number 1 Audi of last year and 2011's winners. Well, they look casual, they look relaxed. Tell you what, they're working like beavers below the surface, aren't they?
Focused and they're organised, aren't they?
No question. So running across the ticker, top of your screen is the order at the moment, but without the gaps. The gaps are a lap first to second, 3.5 minutes second to third, a lap to fourth, Nika, 2 laps.
6 laps.
4 laps now from Jarvis to Lapierre, and Lapierre 5 laps ahead of Trelouet. Liz Halliday and her coffee join us. I think I may have to go and lie down in a dark room in a moment and interrupt Liz in the middle of her picky so she can have a quick word with us. Right, commercial break time. Let's all have a deep think and see if we can come up with an answer.
Non, mais c'est ça, ils sont un peu bourrés aussi.
Casquement, il faudra rester cool.
Welcome back to Le Mans. As you can see, garage doors being closed all around the circuit as we go into the last hour, and a lot of this is due to the huge cloudburst we had just about 15 minutes ago, which has certainly altered some of the shape of the race, particularly in GT Pro. It's cost Aston Martin big time. They now suddenly find, instead of fighting for the lead with Porsche, they're in third place behind two factory Porsches. Not where they wanted to be, Jeremy.
Emphatically not, and it was. I can't fathom what happened during that pit stop. Martin said there was just lots of.
It's fine, but second and third are bad. Makes sense from the direction the storm is coming.
Yeah, there's a rain report there from Sebastian Buemi saying that sector is bad. So that the prevailing weather is coming from kind of the Arnage area, isn't it? And it hit the Porsche curves first on on this large cloudburst just about a half an hour ago. Boy, time flies, doesn't it?
My goodness, Liz, you've been in the pit lane. It must have been pretty dramatic down there.
Well, holy shamoly. That's all I can say. It just all of a sudden went mental down in the pit lane. Everyone was freaking out and running around, and it's pouring with rain, and, you know, suddenly there's 3 or 4 cars crashing, and then Porsche's going, what's going on? We don't know, but the Aston's just messed up, and it's good, but we don't know what we're doing, and it's just crazy.
Now, from what Martin told us, he believes that the Aston came in, changed onto wets, but then changed back onto slicks, and then got held up at the red light in the pit lane exit.
Well, I don't know. I mean, certainly Romain Dumas thought they changed to wets and then got held up at the pit exit, and then they said, well, they were going to come in, because I was in the pit, and the whole team was going, okay, he's coming in, and then he didn't come in, and they went, he's coming in, but then he didn't come in, and Romain was going, I don't actually know what our car's doing at all. I'm just hanging out, going, what next? So it's all a bit crazy. Some pieces of the Toyota there.
eBay, but must collect.
That'll be expensive eBay material, I'll tell you what.
But let's go down the pit lane and hear from Alex Brundle, who's one of the drivers in the currently second place P2 car.
The weather is changing a lot, and it will maybe decide a lot of things at the end of this race.
Yeah, as for the whole week, really, the weather is ever changing. We've just had a big dump of rain, so yeah, it's going to make the finish exciting for everyone. Not least Olivier, who's in our car at the moment. It's going to take a lot for us to catch the sister car now in front of us. We're about 2 minutes behind with 45 minutes of the race to go. But you know, anything's possible, and they just had a spin under the safety car actually. So you know, a little bit maybe of an opportunity to push for the win.
The team overall did a very, very good race. How do you manage to be in a strong competition with your sister car?
Yeah, I mean, it's we had to split the garages halfway through the race because obviously, you know, both teams want to win, and both teams have a different opinion about who should be in front at the end of the race. So we have our own separate engineers and do our own separate thing for sure. Through practice and qualifying, we share data, but when we go racing, we race each other. There's no team orders here.
Thank you.
So young Alex Brundle from Kings Lynn, and of course first Le Mans last year, finished 15th overall, 8th in LMP2, driving in the Zytek Greaves. Now made the switch to Jacques Nicolet's Morgan Nissan team, but a great future ahead of this young man. There's a number of young drivers we've seen in this race, and the standout surely has been Jan Mardenborough, Liz.
And he's currently on board right now, running in 4th place in the LMP2 category and 10th overall. Really a fantastic race from him, and I was watching his times from pit lane as well, and wow, is all I can say. I'm overly impressed, and I'm definitely, he's my driver for this race. If we were going to pick the Eurosport driver of the race, he's my pick, I'm afraid.
My pick is the Aston Martin group, to be perfectly honest. All of the Aston Martin drivers would be my pick. But, I mean, you know, there's a bunch of deserving candidates here. There's the number 8 car, number 7 car, I should say. They're putting
wheels back on.
Yeah, bolting a new nose on the car, putting the wheels on as well. So looks like that car will be able to get back out again. It's currently showing us 4 laps behind. That'll soon change to 3 laps only ahead, I should say, of Benoit Trullier in the number 1 car.
It's on board the 73 Chevrolet Corvette. This is Jordan Taylor. His father, Wayne Taylor, made 13 starts here, and he, as well as winning the Daytona 24 Hours outright. And Liz.
Number 7 car back in pit lane. What a speedy fix that was. I was down there in pit lane just before I came up. I thought I'd have a little look at the car, and the whole front of the car was off, basically. And there was a mass of people. There was hoovering out gravel by some guy, and everybody else was just thrown on top of this car. That's an incredible fix in such a short space of time for all that damage.
But as quick as that was, they're going to get held at the end of the pit lane, of course, until the next safety car train's gone by. And this must be so frustrating to a driver.
Oh, yeah, it's horrible. And it's difficult here at Le Mans with the 3 safety cars.
He stalled it.
Oh,
he got the green, but he didn't go. Now he's got it, right. Oh.
That was close. Yeah, he'll easily catch the train, obviously, as they are under safety car, but a lot of pressure on these teams. Everybody is so stressed. I was down in the Audi garage, and I spoke to Brad Kettler, who's helping engineer the number 2 car, and he said, I'm just so stressed. I'm just so tense. I can't even sit still. They're very, very nervous down there, understandably so.
So Nick Lapierre getting back up to speed as quickly as he can. Still got cycles of pit stops to get through, haven't we, even in the last 40 minutes.
Well, talk about bringing up to speed. Just for anybody who's tuned in for the last hour of Le Mans, we are under safety car because of rain. Not a bit of rain, a very large amount of rain dumped very quickly on the Circuit de la Sarthe, left cars flying off the track everywhere, and the race director Eduardo Freitas with no option but to scramble a safety car for the 12th time?
No, 11th time. 10th time. ACO telling us 10th. We thought it was 11th, but I think what happened, the safety car was about to come in when someone else crashed, and we counted that as 2 safety cars. But whatever, as Martin told us earlier, they've now broken the record, which was 4 minutes 53. They're now well over 4 hours
53 minutes.
They're now well over 5 hours. And how crazy is that? So it's at the moment we're talking about the 19 hours of Le Mans.
Yeah.
Nous sommes dans les 40 dernières minutes et
Safety car remains out at Le Mans. We see no barrier repairs. We see no damaged cars in dangerous places. All cars have changed onto wet weather tyres. Stroke had the opportunity to change onto wet weather tyres. Cars are in line behind the safety car. Have been for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, maybe more. Safety cars remain out. And I have to say I'm completely at a loss as to why. Liz Halliday from the driver's seat. Any clues? I mean, there are a couple of wet patches, but it
looked like what we just passed. Could that have been some barrier damage? Maybe not. It doesn't make sense to me at the moment. I know we did have quite a few accidents all at once. The Toyota went off.
Safety cars will withdraw at the end of this lap.
Oh, there's our answer from race director Eduardo Freitas.
Will withdraw at the end of this lap.
Yeah, safety cars withdrawing at the end of this lap. So that answers the questions that everybody's asking on Twitter and that we ourselves were asking. That safety car is now going. I'm guessing they just took their time to make sure all the debris was gone, as there were about 3 different accidents all at once on the circuit. But we will go live racing here with a mixture of cars on wet tires, cars on slick tires, and a mostly wet circuit. So, oh God, I hope they can keep it clean. We're so close to the end.
We're going to have a very quick interview from the pit lane. Let's hope it is very quick. We've got a lot of racing to get in 34 minutes and 57 seconds.
Hugues, quelle émotion dans le stand.
Interviewing Hugues de Schoenack from Toyota. What's it like in the team? Yeah, the storm has really raised our rates. Nico got caught out completely. He had a big crash. A car almost completely destroyed. To see him bring it back was just astonishing. Still shocked, like everybody else here. And then we were fighting against the clock, obviously, to try and get the car fixed. Our goal was to get both cars to the finish when we started yesterday, and now we're hoping to try and get that done. So when Nico got out of the car, you managed to get him motivated to keep the car running. Well, Nico was so shocked.
En tout cas, le podium se profile pour l'autre voiture. C'est une belle histoire.
Sorry, trying to listen to the Toyota radio as well. He said Nico was very shocked by the crash, and it took a while for him to just gather his thoughts and bring the car back. But it's been a great story for the team. We said we'd try and get both cars to the end. And even though we're looking like we might take a silver medal for us, that would still be a fantastic result. There's still 30 minutes still to go.
So the RS4 safety car still leading the field round. The lights haven't yet gone out, having told us quite categorically they were coming in this lap.
Oh, I don't know really what's happened here.
They often dive right across the grass at the last moment, but you're right. Well, it depends where the safety cars started from. This is safety car C, which goes back at the gap between the first and second chicanes on the Mulsanne straight. They go back to where they started from, so these guys have got half a lap to get up to speed. Of course, their teams now on the pit wall as the safety car goes by, they have to spot its safety car C and then radio to their guys the information I've just given you, that they will be released between the two chicanes.
And certainly the teams would be telling their drivers when it's green, they'll be shouting green, green, green as soon as it is, so that they know, because it is very difficult when these safety cars go in all these different locations. You're mixed in with a bunch of different cars. Mixed conditions right now. Oh God, I mean the restart could be an absolute disaster. I really hope it won't be.
Lights are off.
It's coming in.
Not yet. He's got to pull in, and the 97 Aston Martin, another roll of the dice there on pit road. Darren Turner is it Darren Turner? Stefan Mucker has decided he does not like the slicks anymore. He's getting wet. Are they going to fill him to the end? Does he need more fuel? I expect he probably has taken some. They won't give him any more than he needs, though, Liz.
No, definitely not. And I suspect the gamble there is that he feels it's wet enough that he can make up more time than the Porsche can on its tyres. Has it pitted for wets? It hasn't, has it?
Both Porsches have pitted for wets.
They have now, okay, right. So he basically would then lose a load of time if he wasn't on the wets.
But he will... Yeah, but Willie, look at this. Where's the spray from the safety car? It's doing 130 kilometers an hour. That's barely 70 miles an hour.
Very, very wet where it was wet, though, and I think...
And don't forget, we've been warned, more rain is coming.
Yeah.
That is very dry. It is quite warm still.
It's a big gamble.
It's all a big ad. The whole thing, the whole kit and caboodle is a 30-minute lottery for every position in every class.
And then it comes down to what sort of wets are they on? Are they very soft? If they're very soft wets, they could completely destroy them on half of a lap on the dry. However, if the compound's a little bit harder, they would just last that bit longer and then cool off on the wet portions, Mark.
Yeah, and look how you can see it's totally dry here now. In fact, we heard Sebastian Buemi on the radio a few minutes ago saying he was surprised how quickly it was drying out, but that's only on certain parts of the circuit. You've got other parts like this that are still absolutely drenched.
Huge amounts of spray here. If you just tuned in and looked at that, you'd think the whole circuit was wet, wouldn't you? And that is what makes Le Mans so unique. It's a very, very big circuit. We're away. Green flag. Let's see what happens.